This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Hi, and welcome to the Sound of Gold. If you've been here before, you know. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back if you have been here too. And what I meant by you new is this radio station is based on music, musicians, music venues, music teachers, and music schools. We're wanting to keep the originality of music alive. And so it's my pleasure to always get to interview different guests that are in the music industry, and most of, I would have to say 90, well, maybe 90% of music is kind of like a part-time gig more than it is a full-time gig. Although I think we did have Sally on last week, and she did say it's kind of a full-time deal. But whatever works for our musicians, they do a great job at it. And today, I have a very special guest on. I have Robin Lance, and Robin is so talented and so diverse. I'm so excited to have her on the show. She is the lead singer of BLUNATICS, and she also is a co-founder of Solfeggio, which deals with energy and sound and healing. So we're going to dive into getting to know Robin a little bit better and seeing what makes her tick and what keeps her going when it comes to playing, and as well as solfeggio and how she gives back to the community through the energy of her heart. So welcome, Robin.
Hey, thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you inviting me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you're here. And I have to say, you don't know, and I've known you for years, but like I've never told you, you are one of my favorite people. I look up to you. You sing, and you have so much, when you sing and perform, you have so much confidence. I don't know if you feel that, or if anyone's ever told you that. And not just because we're on air, I get to kind of just like spill and just like I absolutely love you. You're just like this positive, energetic person, and it's in your music, it's in your energy. It's just you're amazing.
Thank you so much. You're so sweet. I appreciate your vote of confidence in my confidence, but truth be told, I mean, very, very blessed that I've been able to play with a lot of different bands and musicians in South Florida here. But when I have to play by myself, it's a challenge for me. And it's something that I wake up every day when I do play some music, just to start, either I'm playing it or I'm playing it out loud, and realize how blessed I am to be in this arena, whether I have nerves or not. I'm never nervous when I'm on stage with other people, but by myself is a little bit of a challenge, I have to admit. So thank you for seeing past that.
You do great. I would never know. So tell me, tell the audience, because we have musician listeners, and we have listeners that might not know the music business as well as we do or you do, and like what brought you to where you are now? I guess better question is, where did you begin when it came around music time? Like, what inspired you?
Well, apparently when I was young, my parents took me somewhere and I hammered out "Happy Birthday to You" on the piano, and they thought I was a prodigal genius or something. And they bought a Junker piano, and then they wound up buying a baby grand. And I took 6 years of lessons, and I faked my way through all the theory. In fact, actually, I went through 3 different teachers, because when it got down to, okay, let's get the theory going, I I quit.
Right.
I play by ear, and I've always been able to play by ear. And when I was 12 years old, I took up guitar. Actually, I take it back. 4th grade, I started playing flute, and I did that up until I realized that when I was in band, the boys were in study hall, so I quit the band, and then um, and then I started playing guitar when I was 12, and I started with an electric guitar. I wanted to be a rocker. And my father didn't understand it. He thought he bought me a classical guitar, and I was like, no, 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 not this at all. So that was my early days. Look at your kitty. Hi. And my brother was a drummer, and we had like a little basement band in high school. And, I just did it for fun throughout my life. When my kids were younger, I got involved in a project where I started a coffee house for teenager musicians. So they
Oh,
had a
wow.
layout, and ran that for about 6 years with a group of volunteers who were also musicians who also formed a band. So we had the adult coffee house once a month as well, and that just brought so much joy. But it really was important for me to continue to provide opportunities for younger people, especially those who were not in jazz band or chorus or the pep band or whatever. They were basement bands, and they had nowhere to play because they were too young to play in bars, and there really weren't a lot of venues where I grew up. And so moving down here to South Florida about 11 years ago, with my ex-husband, well, we were married then. We didn't have any friends. All of our hobbies were either winter sports, or groups that we had been part of for a long time. So we really didn't know how to get integrated into the community, and started going to open mic nights, and where we met Mr. Gary Frost, the one
Yeah.
and only Mr. Gary Frost in the neighborhood. Um, it just one thing led to another. Just going to open mic nights, we were approached by Vince Flora down at Double Roads and said, "Hey, I've been
Oh,
watching you guys, and I think you're okay, and I'll give you a shot." And
nice.
so really started it. And it's been an incredible journey, a very, very interesting one. Learned a lot about the South Florida music scene, mostly by trial and error. And,
Okay.
we got booking agents and marketing, and it's a full-time job, and but it's kind of an addiction too. It's really, really my entire friend network came out of the music community, and we are like a family, I think, down here. We really are very
Sure.
supportive. Unlike a lot of my friends who live in other states where the competition is so fierce, I find like down here, there's so many people that want to help each other, lift each other up, connect each other with gigs. And like, oh, if I can't do a gig, then I definitely want to call somebody up. All the people that I know that are fitting the genre of music that somebody's looking for, I want to be able to help them out. And it's been just a really great journey. So
Awesome.
I keep looking for the opportunities, or I keep making myself available for different opportunities, and try and say yes as often as I can.
Now, if someone out there that's listening wants to contact you to get you to sing at their venue, what's a great way to contact you?
Probably the best way is to text me. I'm not a big email person, and I'm not a big tech person. So if they want to give me a contact, give me a shout, they can call me. I'll give you my phone number, 609-410-4509. And yes, I am a Jersey girl with that area code. So
That's awesome. So, what about some of your music? The band that you have now, Lunatics. Can listeners go to YouTube and find some of your shows already posted on there?
the BLUNATICS, we've got a pretty active Facebook page. Instagram, maybe not so much. I kind of retired myself from doing a lot of the technical stuff. We have a couple videos on YouTube as well.
Okay.
TheBlunatics.com, and it's BLUNATICS.com. There's no E in the blue. And a lot of people call us the BLUNATICS, but that's okay too. Yeah, we have a website. We have the Facebook, and I guess we'll work on getting Instagram. We probably should get hip with that.
I was one of those people. Steve corrected me. No, it's lunatics with the B in front of it.
Yeah,
I go, "Oh,
we've got a lot of energy on stage, and we like to do weird things. I like to throw out little prizes and things to the audience just to keep them on their
yes."
toes. So the lunacy of the energy that we try and bring to the stage is where that really comes from.
And what's your genre of music? Do you have different genres depending on where you go, or do you kind of just stick to the same set list?
With the BLUNATICS, we are a blues band with a little touch of, we call it crazy, cool, funk and blues.
Okay.
So what we like to do is we'll take a lot of cover songs that aren't maybe not traditionally blues styled, and we
Okay.
redo the arrangement so it works into the genre. But we do a little funk every once in a while too to get people up dancing. You know, it's a little bit of swing, it's a little bit of classic blues, it's a little bit of maybe jazzy blues. It's all over the place, but we do bring a little bit of funk in there. And some of our arrangements, people have no idea. They're like, "Oh my gosh, you're doing Alanis Morissette with a cool, like hard rocking bluesy riff to it." And it's fun. It's because people stick around. We'll play. I saw her standing there by the Beatles, but we put it to a bossa nova tempo.
Oh,
And
sweet.
we added a little bit of James Bond guitar licks in there. So it's unpredictable. So that's part of the energy that we bring onto the stage.
That's awesome. And yeah, I mean, as a performer, you have different audiences. So I understand like bringing something different to the stage all the time just because you pick up on their energy.
Oh,
So I
100%. I mean, for the most part, the music that we are playing really appeals to an older crowd, but I'm always surprised when we have like 20, 30-year-olds that get up on the dance floor and show up and they're like, "You guys are great." And I'm like, "You're my kids' age or younger." But we joke about that most of our audience likes to be in bed by 9. So we do try and play earlier gigs, it's, to accommodate our audience. So it's
get it.
great energy.
Where and when are you playing next?
We're playing next at Double Roads Tavern in Jupiter on this Thursday from 5 to 7:30. Talking about that the early happy hour set. And then we're going to be next month, we're going to be at the Pearl, which is up in Stewart. And we're also going to be at Wolfie's, which is the old Double Roads right in Jupiter as well. So we've had a lot of things going on within the band. So we have been selective as to how many gigs we're going to be doing a month, just so we can attend to our personal things. And last year we had an opportunity to be a part of the blues international blues competition through the Treasure Coast Blues Society, which we
wonderful.
We came in second by 1 point to Jake Walden Band. But my God, Jake Walden Band, it was an honor to come into second place with them. So but this year we decided not to enter because we had some other things going on.
Okay. Well, coming in second is huge.
Getting up on stage to enter in a competition was huge. So just getting through that was fabulous. And there were such incredible performers that night. It was just an honor to be around all of them. And everybody just was so loving and supportive. That's what I just love about the South Florida community. There's it's just so much love involved in this whole process. And I think that that's really what music is about. It's connecting through music, through the love of music.
Absolutely. I have a bunch of questions, and I'm going to shift the conversation after this one last question. Not last question, but you have such a powerful voice, and you, like, when you sing, I can feel your voice. And that to me is a professional singer. I mean, I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but I remember something, because we're friends, you had texted me something, or it was a group text, and you mentioned something about kind of following your passion no matter what somebody else tells you. So I guess what I'm getting at to ask you is, do you take singing lessons? Do you have a singing coach? Did you deal with kind of, were you unsure about stepping into the singing? Was it something that just kind of happened? So I'm asking you like 10 questions.
Oh, That's an easy one for me to answer. Actually, when I was younger, because I was still passionate about music, I was encouraged through the lessons, but when it came down to going to college and picking a major, I didn't really understand what that all meant. My parents were like, "Well, you pick something that you love and you learn more about it." And I said, "Okay, art, music, that's what I'm going to do." And that my dad put a big kibosh on that.
Oh,
And
wow.
basically, over the course of the years, they were like, "You're okay, but you're nothing special." And I allowed that to derail me, but I still would do these secret projects, but I just wouldn't tell my family that I was, in a band with two young kids, because I just knew that they just weren't in alignment with that. And it wasn't until I got down here and I started performing and people would make comments to me, and I had no formal training vocally whatsoever. I have a really sharp ear, and I did eventually start taking lessons because I wanted to grow. I want that vibrato. I want that strength. So I started taking lessons with Craig Wick, who is an amazing, amazing vocal coach.
Yeah.
And my sound bowl partner, Debbie Tassone, is the one who introduced me to him. And it made a big difference. Unfortunately, I had to put it on the back burner for a while. So many other things were going on. It was hard to schedule and keep up with the scheduling. So, but he was amazing. And yeah, it's every day it's work. It's like going to the gym. You have to put the effort and time into it, and you get what you get. You get what you
Yeah,
give.
yes, yes. But I don't know if you saw the show last week or listened, or I had Sally on the show, and we talked about how it's a passion. I mean, it's not work. Like, oh, I got to go clean the cat
Oh
litter.
gosh,
Like
no,
that's work.
no,
Yeah, it's complete. Like it's almost like a work you want to do because you're going to see results and you're going to hear results. And
right.
just like me as a piano player, like I still take lessons, and it's because I want to be a better musician. I want to
Right.
learn something different. And like you said, we have this music family amongst us, and we absolutely learn from each other, even open mics. I mean, everybody's so supportive, and
Hmm.
I might hear something and be like, "Ooh, that's a great like riff," or "That's like a great little like
Right.
something that I got to add to like what I got going on." So it's so great to be a part of this family that we have here in Florida.
Oh, I agree, and I still take guitar lessons with Gary Frost because um, my duo, that man and Robin, that I played with 7 years with my ex-husband, that ended last year, and kind of floating in space a little bit. Not really. I really didn't want to get back into doing. As we were performing somewhere between 11 and 15 times a month, and it was great, but it's a lot of work. And
Yeah.
doing it by myself, I mean, at least when you have a partner or a band behind you on stage, if something goes wrong, you've got other people to lean on or to laugh about it with. By yourself is a little bit intimidating. I do love talking with the audience, and that's one of the things I'm very comfortable with is laughing at my
Right.
own mistakes and making it a part of the performance. But yeah, taking lessons, I think is, you constantly want to continue to grow, and encouraging other people that you see that they have that spark. You can just tell that they're like, I really want to do this, but I'm not quite sure. And your husband, by the way, speaking about our musical community, I'm the one who told him he needed to come to open mic night at
He told,
Angela's. And
he
I was
told
like,
me.
"You've got an amazing voice. You need to get with some musicians and get like live music behind you. You're missing an opportunity hanging out just doing karaoke." And I don't mean that just in any disrespect, because I tried to do karaoke, hardest thing ever. To me, when I'm in control of the music and the way that it's going to go, I can add more of myself into it. But when you're karaoke, the song is what it is. There's no
No,
improvisation whatsoever. So it was really difficult to do. And when I encouraged him and a couple other people to come over to the other side and see what it was like. Now they've got these careers in performing live music, and that just like that lights me up. I think that's got to be more than 50% of being a part of the music family is about. It's just, raising each other up.
Well, you definitely are a great inspiration. And karaoke is hard because it's like you sing according to the pace of the singer's
Right.
key. And then like sometimes depending on the equipment, you can change the key, you can, go up to, down to, however it works. But it's yeah, you're kind of dancing on somebody else's frame.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And I think the karaoke scene has some really incredible untapped talent that I think needs to be out live and performing in front of other people as well. So I still go to karaoke over at Wolfie's on Tuesday nights every once in a while just to push myself into that arena.
Yeah, we go up to Stewart. We host a karaoke up in Stewart, and then we're always like, yeah, we got to go to Wolfie's, and then we're like, yeah, well, it's too late now. Let's just go home.
I know.
It's the Florida syndrome. I have to correct myself. Last week I had Thea on, and Tommy and Nick. 2 weeks ago I had Sally, and you said something about performing and setting up. As musicians, we show up, we set up, we play, and we tear down, and that's just what we do.
Mm-hmm.
The kind of person that does not play music but comes to listen, I don't know if they realize, the value we put into that. And it's not the work of it, but it's like we want to show up our best for you.
Right.
And Tommy mentioned something last week. He goes, when I was like something like 10 years old and I was playing drums, he goes, I would get tips. He goes, I still get the same kind of tips and pay today. So what I would do,
you can't do it for you. I always tell people it doesn't pay the bills. So you got to love what you're doing. I mean, it helps put a dent into it. I'm not a full-time musician, like Samantha Russell and Rob Arendt and some really amazing people, and they've made a successful career out of performing, and that is tenfold of what I've been experienced. Even when we were playing, 11 to 15 times a month, the more you perform, yes, the better you get, but also the more things that can go wrong. You increase your odds of like your car failing on the way to the gig, or one time I forgot my iPad, and in a panic, I couldn't even think of 3 songs that we played out of the over almost 100 that we had on our set list, and I was just out of my mind. So like there's so many things that can go wrong, but the things that can go right are so magical. And I've had I don't know, stop me if you need me to stop, but I had one really powerful experience when we were playing at Guanabanas. Tim and I were there playing at Guanabanas under That Man and Robin. And there was one couple that had been there the entire time, from the setup to the very last. And after our second break, I was like, these people are still here. They've eaten lunch. I've got to go talk to them.
All right.
And it turns out that was the first day that they had left their house in almost 3 months after their daughter passed away. And they got in the car. They lived in Boca. And her husband said, we're getting in the car. We're not sitting at home anymore. We have to continue to live. That's what Laura would want us to do. And we came here. We've never been here before. We just let the car find where we were going to be. We just drove and then pulled in here. And we loved the first song you played, and we kept listening, and we finished lunch, and we were like, we got to keep staying because we were finally experiencing joy again for the first time. And it was such a powerful exchange to have that. And I realized at that moment, it's not about the tips. It's not about the sweat running down the inside of my thighs, trying to look pretty and, trying to keep it all together. It's about connecting. And even for those people who are coming to listen, you never know what people are going through and how your frequency can uplift or shift their day. And so to always keep that in mind, I think is really important. And to not let those little glitches really bring you down. Or, the days when we had like $3 in a tip jar after playing 3 hours and driving an hour each way, we're like, it's not our fault. We were put in a dark room and it was a sunny day and everybody wanted to be outside. but you kind of, sometimes you allow it to take it personally. And we have to remember that the bartender said it was her favorite day, so you always have to look on a grander scale as to why we're
Oh,
doing.
absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely not about the money. It's completely a passion, and
it doesn't pay the bills, but it buys some cute shoes.
Yeah, there you go. You have some cool shoes, by the way. I've seen some of your shoes. It's not a job, it's not work, it's a passion. And really, I mean, I'm going to shift the conversation a little bit, because we're on the same wavelength. You know where I'm going with this. Right. Everything is energy. Right. And so, especially as a musician, we're set at our own frequency, where we get to give what we're given. Right. And not worrying about the money, but showing up and knowing that other people are going to have a good time on our expense of our time is worth so much more than any money could buy. Right. I mean, money pays the bills. Yeah, we all need it. But the passion that goes into the music, the energy, the give back really is the audience's response. And like the experiences like that, they're beautiful. Yeah. With that being said, talking about energy, and we mentioned before, last night was the new moon. Last night was the fall solstice and
fall equinox and the solar eclipse. Yeah.
And so with that, well, knowing that, but kind of detouring off into solfeggio, you are a co-founder of Solfeggio. What can you tell us about that?
Well, Solfeggio Sound Bath is a sound bath experience that my partner in crime, I'll call it Debbie Tassone, who is also another local musician who plays with Gary Frost. And when I first met Debbie, I thought, this is my sister from another mister. And we just had so much in common. And we both felt comfortable confiding in each other, like, oh my God, this gig I had, and like the little ups and downs, and trying to keep each other like, what is the purpose that we're doing this? And it is a lot, and it's wonderful that there's so many musicians, but then the competition becomes a little bit more difficult, and you start to question, why am I doing this? Am I still having joy doing it? And I love the energy that the band playing in the band brings. But we decided that we wanted to go in a different direction, or add a different element to our own musical experience. And Debbie is an incredible vocalist and guitar player. And we have both gone to a retreat in Mexico, not together, separately. And they had an amazing sound bath. The bowls were like gigantic. And she said to me one day, what do you think about doing this together? And I said, sign me up. So we did. We went and got certified. It was a wonderful experience. And then we just tried to figure out, how can we do this on a smaller scale and bring it to our friends first and see what happens. And then last year we had an opportunity to play, to do this at the Lighthouse once a month. We're going to be approaching them again, or the Jupiter Lighthouse, and under this huge big banyan tree. And so it's basically an intimate experience. We do it twice a month at my house right now. We do it privately for a lot of the people that come here then want to bring their staff for a private sound bath, because they find that it has such an amazing, uplifting experience. We play all sorts of different instruments, and it gives people who maybe have never meditated before, never really explored their spirituality, an opportunity to dive into that and see how it makes their body feel. The energy that we carry isn't necessarily always conducive to our well-being. We carry a lot of trauma, physical and emotional trauma in our bodies. And there's a saying that the dis-ease within our minds become the disease in the body. Sure. And the frequencies that are played throughout the sound bath are in alignment with the Ayurvedic chakra. So the energy centers within the body. And through entrainment, if I were to sing a note and everybody in the room eventually will be able to sing that note. Like lower frequencies tend to match higher frequencies. And so
Sure.
that's what we're putting out there is the frequencies that get the body in alignment. And we don't say we heal. We are not healers. We provide the frequencies for self-healing. And the receptivity of the participants in the sound bath, some of them have incredible out-of-body experiences. Some of them have lucid dreams at night. Some people have emotional releases, unexpected emotional releases during it. So it's an intimate experience. And it's been such an incredible journey for this past year and a half with Debbie. So we're very blessed.
You both do such a fabulous job. And Steve and I came to one of your sound baths. It was just I know my husband said, he's like, I floated. I'm like, that's awesome. That's kind of what it's all about. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it's just, you mentioned dis-ease, and yeah, I mean, I learned this so many years ago, like disease is dis-ease.
Dis-ease,
and
right.
when we're able to get together in harmony, in love, and we kind of bring whatever stuff we're carrying, just to want to clear it out at an energetic level. When you have, I don't even know how many people were there, but when you have like 10 people in a room and you and Debbie are facilitating to kind of bring up the vibration to break through some of that dis-ease and that discomfort, or that whatever it is that some of us have lingering. It's just such a beautiful way to give back to the community, because I really believe like our lives are going in that direction. And so many more. Yeah. I'm sorry.
We've been incredibly blessed, because the people that we made a set out to create this experience. And then probably 6 months into it, I said, okay, now that we've got this ball rolling, and now that people are aware of what we're doing, Debbie's a yoga instructor. So we got our first initial grouping of people from that. And then friends of friends started coming. And now, like, almost every time we have more than half of the 12 people that we bring on are new. And so it's just such a wonderful experience. And a lot of people, especially the men, are so surprised by what happens to them in that experience, because we're not used to slowing down. And the whole concept is that we're in fight or flight 24/7. We wake up with, oh my God, I got a list of things to do. I got to go to bed with all the things I need to do tomorrow that I didn't get done today. And so we're really not having full, restful, theta wave sleep that is what we need to have healing. And when people choose to do things differently with the intention of healing themselves or improving their lives or taking a different direction, when you're with a group of people that are all trying to do the same thing, you're not feeling so alone. So on another level, the intimacy of a small gathering for a sound bath, and a lot of people, I mean, it's kind of like, I've never done one before. Like, I have no idea what's going to happen to me. Like, and when they realize how powerful it was for them, it might be the beginning of the rest of their life on a path of healing or self-awareness that, I'm not going to take credit for any of that. I just enjoy it so much. It really has been one of the most rewarding experiences so far in my musical journey. I still love playing with the BLUNATICS. I love pulling out my guitar and playing with myself or my boyfriend or with other people. But really, the sound bath experience has been such a personally satisfying and emotionally growing experience for myself as well. I mean, we learn every day when we interact with everybody. So you just
said favorite thing too.
I'm sorry?
Debbie said it's her favorite thing too.
Oh, yeah. And then to be able to share that experience together, the two of us, and we've even experienced our own healing journeys through that. Because at first we were like, okay, we love each other so much, and then when you start doing a business with somebody else, and you have to come over some bumps and everything, it really made us grow together and individually. So it's been fabulous.
That's awesome. Now you guys have a retreat coming up in November, is it?
Actually, she's on a retreat this week. She just left yesterday. We're actually planning on doing a little mini New Year reset retreat, like a half a day Saturday kind of, or a Sunday kind of concept. Because a lot of people have been asking for more. And so we're in the beginning stages of planning that. It'll probably be the first week or so of January, once all of the craziness of the holidays have passed, just as a New Year reset, and incorporating both the sound bath. We do a sound bath that incorporates the crystal sound bowls and the Himalayan sound bowls. But she went to Nepal in February and had the experience of learning how to use the full moon sound bowl set that she purchased and brought back from the person who actually forged them. And it's more chanting, and it's more mudras, which are hand movements that you do, and there's certain mantras that you chant, and the effect that has on the body is very powerful. And so we are going to be doing that in November. I believe it's November 7th is our Vedic. Let me check here. Our Vedic sound bowl. And so anybody who's interested in doing that, to give us it's like November 9th, which is a Sunday night. And it's a very different experience from our regular sound bath. And then we're going to incorporate the chanting, the crystal sound bowls, and some art in this little retreat that we're going to do. So yeah, it's just been such a cool journey.
So how does some of our listeners that haven't seen your advertisement for Solfeggio, how can they reach you? How can they sign up?
Solfeggio Sound Bath experiences on both Facebook and Instagram. And again, my phone number is 609-410-4509. They can contact me. We usually do it just via texting for signups directly. We don't have a link or anything of that nature. We haven't gone nationwide yet. Yet. But yeah, we've just had some really incredible experiences and opportunities. We're going to be donating a sound bath for up to 10 people as a raffle item for the Women Who Rock event that is organized by Samantha Russell. And that's going to be on October 4th, I believe. And so if anybody is interested in getting in on that sound raffle, they definitely have to come out to Tiki 52 all day on Saturday, that 4th of October. And they can throw one of their raffle tickets into the bowl to try and win a Solfeggio sound bath personal for their up to 10 people of their own friends. So that'll
be very nice. Yeah, and you mentioned something earlier about like how we're always so busy going and doing, and I had come up with this idea, and I kind of live by it. I grew up with that saying, like, oh, when you get older you forget things, and I go, no, I don't agree with that. We get older, we take on more responsibility, so we're like trying to figure out how to juggle it all. It's not that we're forgetting stuff, it's just that we're juggling too much.
I have a different look at it. I think I am more selective in what I choose to remember, and that lets me off of it.
I like that. I like that.
If it's going to serve me a higher purpose, I will remember. But the way I look at it, I try and live as presently as possible. And whatever's happened in the past, they're all lessons. They're all lessons for our own growth. And rather than to look at anything from to not label anything negative or positive, they're just experiences, and we all have different perspectives, and to respect the perspective of each individual without having any judgment is really what we're trying to teach people through sitting with oneself and listening. There's so much music, you think, in nature and all around us. And to be able to sit down and focus on it and taking in, we don't need to be musicians really to have the experience of the interactive world with music. It's around us all the time.
It is the wind in the air, the
everything,
the trees, the birds, everything is sound.
Everything. If anybody has an opportunity to put a wind chime in their backyard, or right by the window when they go to sleep at night. Oh my gosh, like that, to wake up to that or go to sleep to that, that's powerful for me.
It is powerful. It is powerful. And when I had gone to or attended your sound bath, I sat next to, well, I sat next to my husband, but I sat next to Kathy also.
Right.
And I think Kathy had done this before, and we were just chit-chatting. And I go, I'm so excited to be doing this. I like so need this vacation. And so, like, kind of what you said, like, if you haven't done a sound bath before, but if you have, you'll understand what I mean when I say it's like a vacation, because you really just stop, completely stop. Like, you're not thinking about what you're going to cook tomorrow, or
Right.
what you do for somebody else, or where you have to be. And it's just, you completely are surrounded by love just for you, or just for me. And it's just so beautiful. Thank you for bringing that to our community.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of sound baths out there, and we always encourage people to try as many different sound baths as they possibly can, because everybody has different instruments. Everybody has a different journey or purpose. I mean, some sound baths with, as I said, with chanting. There's some sound baths with singing. Debbie and I, because we're both vocalists, we add singing into it, which is not typical in a lot of sound baths, but a lot of people have mentioned that they really, really enjoyed and appreciated that element being added into the sound bath experience.
Yeah, the way that the two of you harmonize, for me, it just took me on another level.
Yeah. Well, good. Mission accomplished. It's nice to know that we had that effect on you. So thank you.
Yes, and it's true also what you said. Life is like the school of lessons. And I think ultimately we're just here to just learn to just love each other without judgment, and to love.
100%.
I think I always remind my students, even though like I'm teaching them piano, I'm like, always be kind to yourself, and always have patience with yourself. Because
and 100%, it goes back to like believing what other people say about you. That's what holds you back. I mean, I for a short period of time, once I started getting a lot of bookings and gigs, I started believing in myself. And I thought, what a shame. Here I am in my mid-50s, and I'm finally doing something that I knew I wanted to do as a child, but I didn't feel as encouraged, or I didn't have the confidence to do it. But now, I mean, I'm thinking, man, I missed out on a lot of joy in my life. But I think timing, everything happens for a reason when it happens. And I'm just blessed to know that I have this opportunity in this loving family and community to support, encourage, and cheer me on.
absolutely, absolutely. And I think of that too. In fact, I was thinking something along those lines this morning or last night, and I thought, it's taken me this long to get to like be involved in certain like groups or what have you, and I'm like, yeah, but I had to like, I don't know what people believe, so I'm just going to go off on what I believe. But like, we sign up for this lifetime, and there are certain lessons we have to learn, and we have to show up, and we have to learn them, or we're just going to keep relearning them.
100%.
So it's like, so it's almost like, I think like the 40s and 50s, and I mean, I'm not going to say I'm in the mid 50s, early 50s, but
hard to believe, sister. Hard to believe.
Thank you. But it's like I'm like doing everything I possibly can do, because I'm free of like all that stuff. I mean, there's still stuff that comes up. We're human. But for the most part, just being humbled and just walking on 2 feet, waking up in the morning, and just being thankful and grateful for what we have, and just, finding love in all that we do. And some days are harder than others, but yeah, ultimately those soul baths and the healing and music, it's all intertwined. But let's heal each other. Let's
for sure
unite in music.
I agree. I've been saying a lot lately, what other people think of me is none of my business. And when we remember that, how I feel about me is the only thing that really matters. And if I'm not feeling right about me, then that's my job to fix, nobody else's. And so do things that bring you joy every single day. Do things that you're passionate about as often as possible. I know, granted, our lifestyles may not always be conducive, but I tell everybody who comes to the sound bath, wake up an extra 10, 15 minutes and dedicate that small little early morning window as your personal time before anybody else can come into your world and shake things up. Because when you give back to yourself the way you want to receive it, it changes your outlook for the entire day. And it could shift your entire lifetime when you choose to do things differently, that things that bring you joy, to bring into things that you really love and feel passionate about. Who cares what everybody else thinks about your choices? It's not their business, and it's not yours about what they think about you.
We're just about out of time. One quick mention, A Course in Miracles. I don't know if you've ventured into A Course in Miracles, but like the very beginning of A Course in Miracles, they're like,
I have the book, but I haven't cracked it open yet.
The beginning is like, what is your truth? Like when we start like having that like chitter chatter in our head that like upsets us or puts us in a different space or place, is like, is that really true? Like you said, like, know your truth. Like, it doesn't matter what anybody else says.
Right.
Just know your truth. But on that note, we're running out of time. Okay. Any last words that you'd like to share with the audience?
Get out and support live music and let your world be changed.
Absolutely.
I think that's how it all comes down. The musicians and the artists of the world are the people that will be, I think, triumphant in the long run. So if you're not a musician or an artist, support the musicians and the artists and be connected. You become a part of the family. We've got a lot of people out there that come and support, and we consider them family as well.
Yes, come join our bandwagon.
It's growing ever so. It's lovely.
It is. It is. Well, Robin, thank you so much for being on the show today, for making the time. It's been wonderful having you. Love you, and we'll talk soon.
All right, excellent. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Thanks, you too. Thank you so much for tuning in today, Robin Lance. And a lot of what she put on the table was really, let's work on healing through music and sound. Let's support our musicians. Tune in next week to find out who our guest will be. And in the meantime, let's keep music alive by supporting local artists, keeping music alive in our children, in the schools, supporting our teachers that teach music. And allow music to move you. Allow music to heal you.